Hello, Don. How you doing today, brother?
Happy Wednesday, Marcus. We're back in the building, sir. What's going on?
Man, just chilling, just chilling. We about to jump in this topic. I gotta get my mojo.
Get your mojo, man.
Get my mojo.
Get your mojo going.
Put my headphones back,
Yes,
like like
sir.
like I'm turning my baseball cap around or something. Yeah.
Yes.
So, get my sit. Wait a minute. For the product placement with my cup.
There you go.
Ooh.
Date from the real.
All right.
Flask.
Oh,
Ice cold.
I need a flask. I need the date in front of real flask.
There you go, man.
For
Giving you new ideas.
yeah, I mean, for the romantic nights or trying to get into that romantic night.
Indeed, sir.
You're right because we gotta stay positive. I can't say for them hard nights, but I can say for one of the nights you're trying to get hard.
Of long, cold, lonely nights. Sir. You ain't got the. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so tonight we're gonna be talking about a topic that was brought up in our Facebook group.
Hmm.
Let me bring it up real quick. So tonight, and then tonight's topic we're gonna call it down
Seeking
to the
relationship partners and not relationship projects.
man. What you talking about? This is a
Misunderstanding no potential, sir.
man. That's the topic says it all.
Yes.
That right there is starting to become an age old question, debate, discussion, and all that good stuff. And at this point in time, it's like every so often we got to touch on it.
Hmm.
And if you see right there, posted on the side, is what made us decide to bring it up. You know, one, the visual is like crazy to me. It's like,
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
it's and the original poster. I I don't know how to say it. To Hey, say his name. We gonna just gonna call. I'm gonna call him KT.
That's close enough.
Yeah,
Kumain,
yeah.
take up money.
I'm sure. I was gonna call him Tangerine, but brother, he's all right with me. So, but anyway,
Excuse me.
before we get into this discussion,
Hmm.
do me a favor, Don.
Yes.
Give him a disclaimer.
Before we begin, please note these views and the opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the host and the guests and do not necessarily represent or reflect the policy or the position of Date Affirm the Real. Any content provided by our guests or hosts are the opinions and not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything.
That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
So, as a side note, we have added Twitch to the live stream. So if you are, a gamer or something, you decide you want to watch on Twitch, we are now live on Twitch. I'm testing it now, and I need to say
Let's welcome Floyd in the building. What's up, sir? How's it going?
what's going on, Floyd. Whoa! And the great thing about Twitch, we look good.
Yeah, we look good.
We look damn good.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna
I
give us
know I
some.
look good, man. Black man, a black shirt, a black beard, black car, and a black everything else.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. That's me, and it
yeah,
pops up
okay.
on there.
All righty then.
What's up? So we got another. Wow, somebody's
Best
post popping in
views
on it.
on somebody popping in on that spam, man. You better watch all that,
Yeah,
man.
well,
he got that. He got that twitch on. You gonna be
you
twitching
get
on
that
this,
switch. I'm hoping I got that
clicking
itch.
on stuff. Computer shit down on you. But yes, want to give props to Yvette Lang for bringing this topic to the Facebook group, which we're going to discuss tonight. Seeking relationship partners are not relationship projects. The misunderstanding of potential, because we want the show to discuss determining the pitfalls and heights of understanding what potential is when choosing a partner. So that's going to get very deep here.
Yeah, because let's break it down.
Let's go ahead and break
We,
it
we
down.
yeah, break it down. Because think about it. What we talking about is we always talk about choosing a right person.
Hmm.
Now, when we're choosing the right person for yourself, but that come on, let's be real. How many of us chose the wrong person?
Yeah, red
Yeah,
flags, man. We just look right past that. And even piggyback what you said with choosing the right person, you want to ensure the person that you're choosing has the qualities beyond the looks that you like.
right. And along with this, we're talking about when you choose the wrong person and you misunderstanding those flags
Hmm.
or you're ignoring those flags. But we also talk about accepting who they are.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah,
everybody evolves, or everybody tends to evolve in some way. Evolve or devolve, or
yeah.
what's it? Well,
Evolve
opposite.
and devolve, opposite.
Appreciate it. And so, one of the things that you brought up to me, Don, was about acceptance. So we
Hmm.
want to accept people for who they are, but we also got to accept who they ain't.
There you go. That's the important part.
Yeah,
Uh,
we we got to accept who they ain't, who they never will be. Hey, you know, we have to go through all of those things, and I hate to say it is it's so many of us, and I don't I want to say us. I'm going to say men and women who make these assumptions that these people are who are ain't what they can be or never will be. Or to put it basically, how the whole say, you ain't shit, you never gonna be shit.
you bring up a good point there when you indicate the acceptance when we get into this next. But when you're meeting someone or you're choosing a partner or a mate, when you meet them for face value, yes, you're going to accept them for who they are up front. But sometimes you may see potential in them, and that potential, you say, okay, this person may be lacking this or that quality, or something that I can bring them out of. They just need a little bit more motivation, a little bit more push. Just a little bit more a firm reassurance that they can do this without excuses, or their circumstances may not allow them because of lack of whatever, and therefore you're seeing the vision in that, and you're seeing the goal as two, as a couple, as men, woman tying the knot, that yes, we can go to that next level. So I think this is a good segue into what we're going to discuss now, which is acceptance versus transformation. I'm just going to read a quick synopsis of that. Because when you seek a partner, you're looking for someone whose inherited qualities and personalities you accept and appreciate. In contrast, seeing someone as a project implies an intention to transform or improve them, which can undermine the respect of their natural self. So that is a tricky thing, because you're seeing someone as a project and not as a person in which they may just need a little more assistance, and you're trying to tell them to do stuff, be more authoritative with them, that can push them away as compared to say, let me help you or support you when reaching your goals or your aspirations.
All right, so there's a couple of things came up, and before I get into them,
Hmm.
let's read what Kia has to say. First thing she says: when we talk about choosing, we should also talk about us being the wrong choice. Oh shit!
Yeah, yeah.
I've been
I
the wrong choice before, and when you become aware of this, you can also do the work to attract differently.
That is deep.
I didn't.
That is
It
deep.
didn't hit me like that until you just said something. Thanks, babe.
And that is so true, because if you think about just dating in life in general, I've been told that from the receiving end that I am not the person for this person.
You ain't
And
heard the flip.
you receiving that can deflate your balloon when you think otherwise, right? You're like, okay, I was doing this, and no, I put it down, and I was handling mine, but the other person see different, and you're not the person they want long term with. So that is a good explanation there, Kia. I do appreciate that.
Yeah, but let's touch. Let's stop on there for a second,
Yeah.
because oftentimes, especially on this channel, and especially on every other Tuesday with the poet and the therapist section, we talk about working on yourself. And me and Babe always tell each other, if we had met each other a few years earlier, we wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
You know, I And I think about that because I wasn't in the best place. I ain't to say I wasn't shit, but I thought I was the shit. I wasn't the best version of me.
Hmm.
That could be a reason why some of my relationships didn't work. I never took time. I never took time to really evaluate
Yeah.
what the things my what to say my potential was. My
Hmm.
potential was non-existent or aimed in the wrong direction,
Hmm.
or I wasn't willing to accept to be the project, which I am. I don't like being a project, but I wasn't.
You was in the projects. You just want to be
Yeah,
the
we all do dabbled in the projects here and there, But that's a whole nother barbershop session.
yeah.
All right, and what she said top?
She said there are those with active potential and those with stagnant potential. Just listen to that: active potential and stagnant potential. Identifying that is key. Potential isn't always bad because if you think about active and stagnant, you can meet someone and in the beginning it seems like the world is your only limit. And then as time progresses on, they become more stagnant within their ways or more stubborn in their ways, and you're having to push extra harder to get them to do things or motivate them. And then they become stagnant, and then you identify that. And at that point, you have to make a decision: is this the wrong choice, or is this person just lacking positive potential or positive aspiration to continue with whatever is preventing them from excelling, achieving greatness, transformation?
Right. So the word potentials keep coming up, and this was the point I was going to bring up. And
Yeah.
let's look at the definition of potential.
All right. Go ahead.
Latent qualities or abilities that may be developed and lead to future success
Or
or
usefulness,
usefulness.
potential.
Oh, to me, what is a relationship? You want to have success.
Yeah.
You're trying to now potential is you're looking for the ultimate success. So latent qualities, but what about lazy? That how do they say you always had all potential in the world?
But he's just too
A
lazy.
person potential is without effort is a waste of time.
Yeah. Faith
You
without works.
yeah, if if you're putting all the effort into me and I'm not putting that equal amount of effort, that is a waste of time. If everything I do combats your efforts,
Yeah.
I could be considered a waste of time.
And how would you approach that situation? Because once you identify that and you try to address it by just not stepping away, you try to push the person again, you try to motivate the person. And is there like a limitation of time to say, okay, we tried this for 6 months and you just not going to change?
So you waste you so
You're wasting, yeah.
how you gonna waste 6 months? You wasting 6 months of your life. Yes,
Whoa, that's another topic, but the way I would see it is time is it's irrelevant. It's always going to tick, whether you're doing something or you're sitting down, you sleep, you're working. So I wouldn't even say you waste 6 months of my time. I would say within this past 6 months, we've tried this, that, this, and apparently we're still not coming to an equal.
okay.
So the person themselves have to decide whether they want to hang around even longer or decide to pursue other interests. That could be detrimental to a person who's given their all and not getting, you said, getting the reciprocation on the other end.
Okay, so I got you. So I guess when I took I took the 6 months and I ran with it.
He was gone, man. He
I was
was
gone. A full figured fellow on the move.
gone.
So
He said,
and that's so that I ran with it. So I was like, okay, if I didn't see this work in 6 months, I thought like, okay, 6 months is the hard time frame.
mhm,
But
yeah,
no, you have to be able to. And I'm not saying it's easy, and I'm saying that everyone can do it. You should be able to look at these indicators
as you
and
said,
say,
progress.
right. And now, and this is now 6 months. But like, if you could see in a month, it's time to push on.
Mhm.
Now, I'm putting all this effort into you, like you say, I'm gonna make your project. Like, and and I think you said it. Like, I don't. I may not want to be a project. I like who I am,
Yeah,
or just because. You doing that thing, I don't mean I want to do that thing.
Hmm.
You know, oh, you have so no. So a lot of time, let's we'll look at both sides. Let's say a woman.
Hmm.
Oh man, you could fix anything. You should be a mechanic. I don't want to be a mechanic. I want to work at McDonald's. Man, you're just so smart. Won't you be an engineer? Come on, we can get these school programs. No, I like the smell of fries.
Hmm.
But we can have so much more. You
Yeah.
know, you make pretty good money. And I like the house I like the apartment we in now. What's wrong with how we living now? You know, you pay everything. I put gas in your car.
Yeah.
You know, or and I hate to say that. No, I don't know if this is a good example, but and I know we got to put the real in it. And I know
Hmm.
some people out there going to say this is a prime example. Turn the hoe into a housewife.
Mm. That ain't gonna work. Well, I'm not gonna say it ain't gonna work.
Because think about
That's
it,
a project.
it's a exactly. You know, I could say I know you're doing this and doing that. Come on, I could do this for you. You don't have to do this. How many, you know? But that's the lifestyle that person wants to leave.
Yeah.
Just because you say I could take you to the finer places, this and that, and she's still into the other life. Or I won't say he or she. I won't say he and she, he or
Hmm.
she, because I'm
Yeah.
not gonna. Cause men are some great hoes.
It, they, them. You gotta
Yeah,
include all the
you
pronouns.
know. Cause matter of fact, men are the best hoes. I'm gonna hold it down for the men that I know. I ain't gonna put myself in that shit. All right, but
uh,
you talking about you want to make these people like show them all the different qualities of life. But if they want to stay in that mindset, that's a project that you're wasting your time on.
you are exactly correct because you bring up a good point that we're going to touch next. If a
Talk to me.
person wants to stay in a certain mindset and the other person wants to have them grow beyond that, is it human nature or is it human nurture that is causing the conflicts or the divide, or in this case, even the acceptance or transformation? Because I want to go over some defining topics of human nature. I'm just going to read real quick. If you got
Okay.
that definition of
Which one you want? All
human
right.
nature
All right. Hold on. Let me bring it
versus
up.
human nurture.
There we go.
All right. So human nature refers to the inherent characteristics, including ways of thinking, feeling, and acting that all humans beings tend to have, while human nurture refers to the influences and factors that shapes an individual development and behavior through their environment and experiences. So a person nurture could cause them to not be motivated to feel like they can accomplish things, while someone has the natural nature to want to do better. They have a different way of thinking, a positive aspect to do something that's greater than the norm. And those can conflict with each other when you're choosing a potential mate. And as Marcus said, 6 months it ain't working, and you take off running.
Right. So let's talk about nature.
Hmm.
Let's talk about the male and female nature.
Okay,
Let's start with the female nature. And
let's go ahead.
somebody said this to me, or I heard it somewhere, and so I can't give credit because I can't remember. You know, they say a lady's or woman's nature is a nurturer.
Mm.
So, and if you think about it, they nurture their man, they nurture the family, they nurture his his abilities.
Hmm.
They don't your lady or your wife and your woman make you stronger?
Yes,
They bring the best out of you.
yes.
You know, they're your the whole saying behind every great man is a great woman.
Hmm.
But the problem I'm thinking about with this topic is that's a powerful weapon and you misusing it. on the
Indeed.
wrong person, and so to stop giving that power or using that that nurturing gift to the
Hmm.
wrong person is hard because you're a nurturer. You tend to hold on. You tend to uh make things mature, like like a baby, like a pregnancy. For 9 months, you're nurturing this being, this cultivating this child, and to bring come in the world.
Yeah.
So they have an inherent ability to be a nurturer to hold on. Okay, I can grow you,
Hmm.
and that's where it comes in. Kind of, it can be a little conflict. I say, you're saying stop nurturing this person.
We have a
This
comment here by
Go for it.
Floyd, and he says, no one should purposely try to fix their mate. I believe the right pairing of two souls creates the environment for both to flourish and evolve together. Um, these are Floyd words. I don't have time for human projects. He's putting it there in print. He don't have time for human projects, and no one should be looked at as a project. However, uh, Marcus' previous explanation of women are nurturers by nature, and they want to groom, they want to put you close in their bosoms, and tend to want to mature a man, if that's the correct way of explaining it, make him grow beyond his limitations. And that may not be looked upon the same from a man's perspective, right?
Right. I
Because he
get
may
what you're
be
saying.
looked at as, hey, you trying to control me, you trying to tell me what to do. I ain't with all that and blah blah blah. So there is some human behavior behind that makes people act a certain way. It could be anything from their genetics, when they're born from a dysfunctional family. Unfortunately, there is a chemical balance within the brain, and it can be passed on through the DNA. And people can be a little bit off kilter and not understand some of their actions or some of their ways unless someone brings it to their attention. And that is something that's may not always talked about. We talk about men's health, mental health, or someone's mental uh, makeup. There may be a couple of loose screws there that make a person fly off the handle quicker than they should be, and sometimes you need somebody who's even tempered to get them to understand that.
Yeah. So when he wrote that, it made me go back and think about the actual post. Let me
Yeah,
see. It was a well, you should purposely try to fix your mate, right? Preparing it creates an environment or something you said, and it makes about raising the child. Well,
yeah.
guess what? The post said you're not a rehabilitation center for badly
Badly
raised
raised
men.
men.
So we're not going to try to raise an adult. You see what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah,
you don't want to pick. I don't want to say you don't pick, but you gotta be careful with the upbringing. This is what those indicators, those flags look at. Like,
yeah.
hey, what is your upbringing? How do you handle yourself? How do you handle life? How do you handle hell? How you handle a woman or a man?
How do you handle finances? Those are the questions that should be asked within several dates of getting to know the person, because a person's environment, as we was jokingly earlier, like grew up in the projects does not necessarily define a person, but if we know the stereotypical aspect of someone who grew up in the projects, right? They tend to uh, be someone who is a little bit on the wild side, maybe hard to control. They may be hot headed. All these stereotypes that have been going out, but that's not true because a person can come from those same bricks and stone and still become the greatest person in the world. However, we have to also understand that in aspects of finding a mate. You can't just go pick one off a tree and say, okay, forget about your past. We're going to move forward. You want to understand that person's past as to how they become the person they are at the moment.
Oh, yeah. So, and let's talk about something when you talk about picking and picking up a tree. And what you
Yeah,
pick off the tree,
low hanging fruit.
no low hanging fruit, or what's it hanging on? Some wood. And what's involved when you picking somebody? Wood. So Sometimes the wood get in the way of what you picking. So men and women need to stop making the sexual highlights if that's gonna be if that's gonna be your partner or not, your mate. Yeah, because you, like you said, you thought you were putting it down. So you putting it down. Do you think that's the reason they should show you? You should be chosen just because I put it down. What you, man? Come on, put down some work. Like,
Put
and I
in
don't
some
mean
real
ain't
work.
with your back. Put down some things for the success of the future of our future relationship.
Hmm.
Show me how protect the leader, provider, and all that good stuff.
Yes.
Don't show me your P Valley. Cause
But
sick, huh? Go ahead.
you can be you bring up a good point there. You say put in the work, not with your back, because you can do all that. A man can be a great aspiration. He can be, a role model at work. It could be a deacon in church. You can be, a pillar in the community. And a woman still can run around his back and go get that wood, like you said, because if he ain't bringing that wood, all the other things may not even matter. And again, I'm getting off track here, so
No,
but
no,
I'm
no.
just
Cause
letting you know
it brings another
how
point
that
up.
can even still influence. You can be making $600 million a year, and she still can go hit the side piece. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and or and vice versa. He can go have a side because of that. But
Yeah.
this is where I think we're getting it screwed up.
Hmm.
That I know sex is important. That's not we not even gonna shortchange the
Hmm.
intimacy of sex and the power of it.
Yeah.
But we are, what I want to make sure we don't make it is the deciding factor or the primo factor.
Yeah.
And for them to go run around, male or female, go run around behind their back for the side pieces, that's the souls that, hey, the lack of maturity or healing that they need to do or
Yeah.
something. If it's not, maybe it's a mental thing or it's a lust thing, but that means there's something that needs to be adjusted. Or
Or
I mean
address.
mentally, like what are we determining our partner with? Is it that means? Granted, I know guys who love their spouse and wife and everything. And they go dibble and dabble,
Hmm.
but that's not the love she's wanting.
Exactly. So true.
And when it happens on the other foot, you damn near want to jump up the side of the house head first.
Going
You
out there
know,
with a four
yeah, we
five or
know,
something.
yeah, want to go
But
Cocoa Puffs.
in regards to what we was talking about earlier, acceptance versus transformation, when we want to seek the acceptance of a partner, when one of their partner means accepting and valuing someone who they are naturally without the intentions of fundamentally changing their core traits. This is what Floyd was speaking about earlier,
Mm.
about not trying to fix that person. You want them for who they are and what they bring, and emphasize the importance of recognizing and respecting the innate qualities that define them. And you made some notes here about what makes a good partner and how to choose a good partner. If you allow me a second, I just want to hit on some additional topics. Uh,
You can
I
have
think
multiple
what
seconds.
makes a good partner and how to choose one, you want to find out about their early childhood experiences, right? If they have any trauma in their life, were they abused? You want to also find out about their education and learning. Did they even graduate high school? Or not necessarily that makes the person, but you at least want to see what type of head they have on their shoulders. And then you look at their social relationships, who they hang with in the community, or are they hanging with some bad actors, or are they actually got a circle of friends that are doing positive things in life. And you look at their culture and social influences. If they're just following a couple of thoughts on IG, but they don't have anything else, then you have to look at all that. Then finally, their life experiences and traumas. So someone can not have trust because of experiences in the past, but yet they may require not necessarily fix. They may require more motivation, more attention to get them to trust again, to love again, to allow them to open up their hearts again. Because not everyone walks around with their heart on their shoulder. Sometimes people keep that protected. at all costs. What's going on with that, Marcus? You all right, man? You got everything under control? Technical difficulties? You good? Can't hear you, sir. If he's talking, we have a little technical difficulty. So let me uh, continue with what I was explaining. Those nurture environment influences are things that we want to look for when we're choosing a partner, and it's very important in the aspects of making that choice because you just don't want to pick the low hanging fruit. You want to at least do some research on the person that you're choosing to be a partner or mate with. And Marcus, I still can't hear you, sir. No, no play coming. You knocked something loose over there. I'm going to continue with another topic here that, speaking in reference to what Flo was mentioning about fixing their mate, he said he doesn't have time for human projects. So part of human nurture is you don't want to have a project for a person. You want to treat a partner as a project implies a desire to significantly alter their behaviors, their attitudes, and their characteristics through your influence. It suggests an ongoing effort to mold them into someone different than their natural self, often aligning with one's own preference or ideas. So if you think about people who are in power, this is a situation I'm just going to use randomly, like what P. Diddy did with Cassie. He was treating her as a project to get her, to mold her, to do his will when he said it, how he said it, and the way he said it. And she was never, apparently, looks like she was never allowed to be herself. And when then she tried to speak out or leave, then he became violent and doing things that we probably didn't even see on tape. So you want to avoid making someone a project, but at the same time, the person themselves that are thinking that way should have to self check themselves to understand their way of thinking. It's not good to look at a person saying, "Oh yeah, I can fix that person," or "I'm going to make that person my project." So if there's any comments in regards to that, I would love to hear that feedback. While Marcus is fixing that technical difficulty to knock some loose, he's probably running outside to check the wires on the house right about now. I don't know what he got going on over there. You back, sir? Still can't hear you. Still can't hear you, sir. Someone asked, can you repeat what you just said? I missed it. It was about nurturing. Okay, let me go back to my notes. When I was indicating human nurture of avoiding a project based on what Floyd's comment was, is he said he doesn't have time for human projects. And I was just stating treating a partner as a project implies a desire to significantly alter their behaviors, their attitudes, or characteristics through your influence. It suggests an ongoing effort to mold them into someone different from their natural self, often aligning with one's own preference or ideals. So those are definitely red flags of a person trying to make a person a project.
How about now? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, sir.
All right.
You change the light bulb or something?
Yeah, trying to reinvent the wheel. I guess my microphone didn't like what I was talking about. I heard a couple of things. I heard Cassie. I said, "Oh shit, he going Diddy around here." Uh-oh. Now my volume went down. Hold on. Hey Don, I think you might be on mute. Yeah, look like you said look like you on mute. Hey, you may have to go back out and come back in. That's what I had to do. Ain't life full of roses. Well, I guess I'll hold it down. So I really get a chance to hear what Don was talking about. I don't know what's going on tonight, babes, but we gonna hold it down. So last time when went out, we was talking about things that makes a good partner, and maybe recognizing some of the indicators. So I might be retouching on some things he might have said. I don't know. Now, a good partner is something that's going to work with you, something that's going to improve you. A good partner is somebody you want that's going to want to make you better. Hold on, let me bring it back in.
All right. How I sound now, sir?
I hear you.
All right. I don't know what you did over there. You turned every light off in the house, man. You just knocked everything out of socket.
Yeah, I think we had another storm come through Texas. I don't know what's going down.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, let's throw the whole thing off a little bit. That's all right. We'll bounce back.
Yeah, we bounced back, man. Good. So,
So, what's the last thing you was talking about? What's the last thing you said, Don? Go
I
for
was on the part of avoiding a project, treating a partner as a project, and I was going over an explanation of comparing that to what P. Diddy did with Cassie and treating her like his pet project and not allowing her to be her natural self and molding her to the way he saw fit. And it's not
Okay, I like that.
healthy within a relationship itself.
Yeah. So, I want and I want to talk about something before I go back because we got to put some positivity in all this.
Yes.
The acceptance. We have to accept people for who they are. You know, people often tell you people gonna show you who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you want to accept who that is, that's your choice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not everybody's going to fit every bullet point in your life. I don't listen to my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certain major things that I can see that okay, you have to check these boxes.
Yes.
You know, maybe the how I speak, maybe my country twang is, and you want to change that. No, that's accept how I speak.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have a slight speech impediment sometimes, just slight. You know, and but you gotta accept that. That's a part of me.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe I'm cheap.
You're just frugal, man. Don't say cheap.
Well, yeah, okay, frugal. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's
Shop at the
personal.
Dollar Tree. Ain't nothing wrong with getting stuff at the Dollar Tree, man.
You ain't lying. Shoot. So get take we know toilet paper from there. Anyway,
Inflation.
you know, and what Kia said, my baby said,
She
acceptance is
said,
key.
yeah.
I've learned that with us, we accept one another for, and that is major because it is because for me to find somebody that is perfect is impossible.
It's impossible to be looking. You'll
Yeah,
never be satisfied.
you know, you could write and manifest what you want in a man, but whatever, it's not gonna be the perfect man or perfect person.
Yeah.
Perfect person for you, but it won't be that perfect person.
Yeah.
And now we don't. I don't want you to misunderstand that the potential thing on the side. Like, okay, oh, you have so much more potential. No, I'm doing the work. I'm
Yeah.
doing this. I'm doing that. You know, and actually, it was Steve Harvey who said it. You know, a man gonna change for who he wants to change for.
That part. Yes,
You
sir. He
know,
will.
that potential I'm putting in, or the potential I have, is being accompanied by effort. Now, just because I don't know how to use that potential properly, but I am willing to try. I'm putting in the effort. I'm putting in the work,
Mhm.
and the fruit you see is not the fruit you want. So
Yeah,
you want. I'm giving you apples but you want watermelon. I'm giving you fruit.
yeah,
I'm not giving you a dead plant.
exactly.
Or and it's the same thing for a man from a woman. A woman, she could be doing everything. Oh, she may not been raised to know how to clean a house or learn. I'll say learn to clean a house in a certain manner like your mom did. But no, she's trying. She's like, okay, let me. She's doing this and that. Or she may not have a degree in chemical engineering,
True.
but she's out there hustling and trying to get promoted, try to do this, trying to better the relationship.
Yeah,
Just because she don't bring the money in that you think she should, but she's out there, she's not sitting down soaking up all your soaking up your money.
yeah.
It's
I just posted a comment and let me see if I can get this thing to do right. Hold
theme of
on
the
a
day.
second.
Where you posted that?
I was trying to do it in YouTube, but it's not working right. Give me a second here. I'm going to read it to you. Basically, what we were talking about, bringing it back to the positivity, a healthy relationship is built upon mutual acceptance where both partners acknowledge and embrace each other's innate characteristics. Viewing a partner as a project can lead to dissatisfaction and tension as it places pressure on one another to change according to others' expectations.
Man, I
Yeah,
get it. Like you said, how many times have you been hanging around some guys and said, "Man, she always trying to change me,"
yeah,
and you just see their face go over.
yeah.
She's always trying to change me. No, I mean you want to evolve, but
Hmm.
your fundamentals of who you are is who you are. You
So
know,
true.
like I say, if she's a natural nurturer, she's a natural nurturer,
Hmm.
and you are you going to say, "Hey, babe, I want you to say, screw all those people. Everybody in the world is out to get you." Or
Yeah.
you tell your sister, everybody in the world is out to get you.
Stop loving me the way
Nothing.
you're loving me.
Yeah. So no,
That's not cool.
yeah, I have to accept even not even talking about a romantic relationship. In all types of relationships, you gotta accept who you are.
Hmm.
Hell, yeah, I don't, you, keep it another real moment. Like a racist, you gotta accept a racist to be a racist. Like that's who you are, and if you're upfront about it, I can't. I'm not gonna take it from you. You who are you are, but at least I know where we stand.
Let me follow with that. In accepting of a person for who they are, is there a limitation of acceptance? Meaning that if a person is being rude or disrespectful and you think that they can be a better person and you continue to wait for that change or affirmation and they don't, when would you say, okay, now I've had enough or I've tried all that I could give?
Mm,
When would
that's
that be accepting to say enough is enough?
that's a
And
good
he
one.
says, in accepting, you don't have to always tolerate. That's what I was looking for right there. You don't have to tolerate. Come to a point, okay, I'm not putting up with this. I'm accepting for who you are because apparently this person is not going to change. So I'm not going to tolerate it. You've given it time, and now it's time to move
So I'm gonna put one out for you.
on. Okay.
When the desire to change is not matched or exceeded by the effort.
Mm. Say it again.
When the desire to change is not matched or exceeded by the effort,
Wow.
or your mistakes is outweighed by your efforts.
Mm.
because even when you're trying, you're going to make mistakes. That's life.
Hmm.
But you have to put the maximum amount of effort, the maximum amount of trying,
Yeah,
if you want to change for that person.
yeah,
And change is not always, and how can I put it? How to change is not always instinctual. How how you metamorph yourself, or how you evolve yourself.
hmm,
The effort comes from within, but the shape comes from from outward.
there you go. That man is
So
speaking philosophy 101.
it really is, because if I want to be a better person, even from birth to the grave, your environmental factors affect who you are. So even though I want to leave this most toxic relationship, I have to know. Sometimes you got to know how.
Yeah.
And people always say leave. How?
How
Get
Cassie
out.
tried to leave and he drug her back to the hotel.
Yeah, she turned right when she turned left. But anyway,
Yeah.
what she say? What did Babe say?
She said it's similar to people saying that this is just how I am. You can be how you are, but not everyone will be there in your being who you are. Yep, you will be left behind. And she says she can accept the fact that you snore, stutter, and sing when you can,
Yeah.
especially in the shower. Marcus is singing in the shower. Man, come on.
What you ain't gonna do is is come for these vocals, and I just breathe heavy when I sleep, and I don't stutter. I just talk too efficiently.
He just repeat his words 2 times.
Yeah, I just want to read. I'm just reiterating words to make sure y'all understand, because my words are so deep that I need to say them 2 or 3 times to get the message fully across.
Oh man, that's. But yeah, you did speak on some points that it makes you ponder and just think in regards to whom you're seeking for a mate. What the expectations is the word I'm looking for. The expectation you're seeking out of a mate, because we can be accepting of a person. And again, you don't want to call them out in public. You pull them to the side. You ride home in the car. You be like, that was, you could do better than what the shit you just did, or whatever it may be, right? And because I remember just from past experiences, I went on a date with a female, and we used to work together. So I never knew anything about her personality or her personal life until we went out, and we went out and had a drink. And I was probably one drink, one beer or something, and she got very belligerent with the waitress at the bar, to the point that I got so embarrassed I had to personally apologize to the bartender, and I was like, I was not expecting that. So it was driving home in the car, and I was so keyed off that I had to tell her that I was expecting more from a person, right? And I think after that was one of those one time dates, and it's like this person is not definitely going to be a potential for long term, because I'm not going out with somebody who can't hold their liquor, and then anything that comes beyond that is it's so disrespectful. I don't even want to talk about it.
Well, why? So, why couldn't you teach her how to act in public? Why couldn't you teach her to actually to
I'm gonna
drink
go
in
back to
moderation?
Floyd's words. I ain't got no time for no human projects. And I'm not about to fix ish. I'm not fixing shit. So we all grown people, and even when I say that with the most respect, because you see somebody and they got potential. Okay, maybe this person just didn't have the best of days. They just having a bad day. I'll give them another chance. But then you see another person and be like, that's them all day, every day. I'm not dealing with that. You know what I mean? Regardless. So I ain't got time to fix shit, man.
So I get that, you know,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
What if that worked out? Let's say the potential that her that because her other qualities outweigh that belligerent when she's drinking. When she's sober, what if she's like quoting Shakespeare and being
Man,
like
you ain't quoting on Shakespeare, but yeah,
watching BBC or some crazy shit like that?
you're right, right?
You know,
I got a poet in my ear while I'm sleeping. Yeah, you're correct. There are circumstances in which you like, okay, again, maybe this person just can't hold their liquor, so we're not gonna drink. So we're just gonna go out and have tea or coffee because you think about if a person is uncontrolling of their nature in public, then you prevent from going into those situations where it can cause a disruption or misunderstanding or something like that, where you got to clean up the scene because they had two sips and passed out, and so you just avoid all that altogether because again, alcohol is not something that
yeah. I'm
everyone
just playing
needs to
devil's advocate.
have to enjoy.
I totally agree with you. Your first scenario, um, because how can you tell a grown person not to drink?
Yeah,
I'm not. You're not a child. You're a legal age.
yeah.
Now, no, you know how you know what happens when you indulge, and for me to tell you no, I could maybe well not maybe I can inform you how you are, and your decision will be like, no, I don't need to do it anymore. I can respect that, but
Mhm.
if you know who you are and I tell you how it is, and you keep to doing that because you're fine with it, that's your choice not to change or evolve. I don't want to say evolve, to change into a man of the person that I want to be with.
Yeah,
And I don't need 6 months to see that this
there
shit
you
ain't gonna
go.
work.
3 weeks. You got it. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 weeks, huh? You can get a block in 24 hours.
24 hours.
Yeah, I'll just
Yeah.
text it. Yeah.
That would be a no, Marcus. Uh, but you think about some of the experiences that we've had as humans growing up through our experiences through dating and just meeting different people up to the point where we're at now because through this platform we've touched on topics that we have to do research on and listening to the poet and the therapist and what they explain. These are things that I would say 10 years ago I had no idea about because I didn't give a fuck,
Hmm.
excuse the French. But now as you mature, you're like, okay, maybe I was acting an ass 10 years ago. Maybe I was that person that, that say that I was the wrong choice, or maybe I was the person who got belligerent when I didn't get too many drinks in. So you think about the maturity we talked about earlier about the transformation part of growing as we get older. So now you get to a point in life and when you starting to understand things a little bit more, you're putting yourself in a situation to be better so that you can do better, and you're looking for someone of the same. And as Floyd said, ain't got time to be raising a grown person or fix a person. So give them time. Time has surpassed, whatever that time may be, and they still ain't changing. They are who they are. And they're gonna get left behind. And then another person decides to move on and do something else with their life.
So something just hit me. See if I can word this properly.
Yeah.
You're not trying to raise a person, but what if we have what not what if this is not this is how can I put this another thing that could be toxic or bad with these projects. Why you trying to have this project? You're supplementing this. You're supplementing.
What do you mean by that, sir? Explain that. Take notes here. Back in high school.
Yeah. So whatever you're trying to make this person, you're looking to another person to supplement with the qualities they don't got with somebody else.
Oh.
You know, often say men like to do what we call build a bear. They look for different qualities of the woman, a perfect woman in other women, in multiple women.
You're so true. And yeah, he's getting deep. Thanks, Kia. As she said, she stopped turning up the bottle, and transformation, we all can change, but making the change and putting in the effort. You bring up a good point, Marcus, because men will say, okay, she got a fat ass, flat stomach, and then the other one, she got a good job, but she don't take care of her kids. And the other one, she keeps a clean house, but she can't cook. And even though all of them got different qualities or things they may be seeking, he still is going to make a choice within those three to outweigh the other. It's, you flip a coin, it's going to be heads or tails. Regardless of one side, it's going to be the other. So you have to make a choice. You have to make a choice, and then you have to not necessarily stick with that choice, but you have to be confident of the choice that you made, that you can work within that choice. If you work within that choice and you find out that it ain't gonna work, then okay, fine. But you made a choice and you made a decision to not be trying to hit both sides of the coin. You're just gonna fool one side of
Exactly, because I was saying like, have you? I'm not gonna say you did it, Don, but you probably have.
it.
How many
Weird
times?
science.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was a great movie.
yes,
But
sir.
so like, let's say you have a woman, a
Mm-hmm.
girlfriend, and you go have a side relationship with another woman who knows about the main girl, and you go to talk about your main girl to the side piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what is she trying to do? Trying to everything that you complain about at home,
Mm-hmm.
she's trying to supplement it by
Yeah,
doing it there.
yeah.
How the song go? I got one to keep me up, and one that holds me down.
Girlfriend, wife on the side, but also the man could be doing that just to get something that he is not getting. He could be uh, at that point a taker because he is setting
Oh,
up the side piece with information that he knows that she doesn't do. But if I tell her this, I ain't getting this at home, and she cool with it, then I'm gonna be the taker that night because I'm gonna take whatever she get. You know what I mean?
uh, bring it back around to 2 weeks ago. I'll talk about it
Yeah, we're
more.
gonna give and take here.
Yeah. So it's so with this, the idea of potential.
Mhm.
Let me bring up that definition again. Hold on, let me bring it up
Yeah,
again
go back.
because that definition really means a lot. Where is it at? Potential, which the latent qualities and abilities that may be developed to lead to future success.
Hmm.
I highly like the words future success or usefulness. Is is it really potential if it's not leading to that?
Mm.
Yeah, think about it. If what you're doing, this project that the project that we're doing to the other person, is it leading to future success, or is a roadmap to failure?
Mm.
And all that is encompassed in effort and change, and willingness to change or evolve.
Hmm.
We have to accept who they are and change. If I want to change, you're accepting that I want to change. But if I don't want to change, you have to accept that and make the choice. Is it good for the future success or usefulness of this relationship?
Good points there, Marcus. You're hitting on all cylinders today, but you got a V8 over there. Just pow, pow, pow. Man, I cannot do them today. I cannot do it. But I want to provide this conclusion to the context of human nature versus human nurture. Wanting a partner, not a project, underscores the importance of valuing a person for the intrinsic qualities rather than focusing on how they can be changed or improved through external influence. It highlights the needs for acceptance and respect and forming a genuine and supporting relationship. As Marcus said, if you accept a person for who they are, and over time you still accept that person for who they are.
Hmm. Wow. Now, something just popped in my head,
Yeah.
and I know where this comes from. Let me see if I get it right. So, if you're not trying to live up to your potential or willingness to do a potential, I kind of got. I'm twisting this around, but maybe you're not ready to be in a relationship, or
Or
if you're trying to, if you can't recognize the potential from a project, maybe you're not ready to be in a relationship.
or do they need that motivation to understand what they're lacking? Because
Ooh,
a person could be in a relationship, ready for a relationship, and lacking the potential because they just don't know how, they don't have the confidence to say, I'm gonna step outside my comfort zone. And sometimes that partner can be there through love language to
wow,
understand that what they're lacking and help them through that aspect. If you think about a person wants to start a LLC and they don't know how, so they've been sitting on it for 3 4 years. You meet this person, you start a relationship, and they got the potential to be whatever the name of the business want to be. You can be successful, but they just don't know how to do it. And you come in, you meet them, you give them that potential by letting them know the path to get there, what they need to do, what they need to fill out, the files they need to, sign and send off different states and state secretaries and all that, and then they get off and running. Boom! You didn't push them to their potential. They see that aspiration. Now they're shining like a diamond. Before that, it's just a matter of confidence. Sometimes it could be a matter of confidence.
and that's where you're able to recognize they have potential
Yeah,
and know that's not a project.
yeah.
So
But we
right
ain't
now,
fixing folks around here. Say no flat tires.
yeah, fix a flag. You know,
You'll be on
can't
all
be
four flats.
can't be BBL and no relationships.
So I call roadside assistance to help me out. Jim, what you doing? I ain't fixing no flats either.
So, uh, something, Don. This was
Yeah,
actually that. Damn, it's been an hour already.
man. We always
Damn.
have fun, man. You had about 20 minutes of you went outside to change the lights and mow the grass, man. I'm like, what is he doing in the middle of a show? He just cut out. He was like, Don is on his own. I'm like, man, okay,
I recognize your potential.
I got that potential.
So actually, I think it was the actual our streaming service that did this. I don't think it was the actual because when I got back, yours went out.
You was on that Twitch shit. I told you leave that Twitch, itch, whatever you was scratching or whatever. Leave that shit. Leave that shit alone, man. Stick with the tried and true, man. Don't be reaching out to them younger folks. You know what I mean? We already did that 25 and 50 show. We don't need.
We got we got to be role models for next generation. Yeah,
F
so,
them kids. No. No. Just
but something. So
yeah.
next time we ain't get a chance to do it tonight, Don. But next
Mhm.
week, in 2 weeks when we come back,
Yes,
we
sir.
have to hit the on the
On the
spot
spot.
segment.
We got to get the on the spot.
On the spot. So those out there in the land of Dar, every other week when Don and I come on, we have a segment called On the Spot. When you just ask us a any topic, not necessarily a topic where we talk about even just a topic, a question, and we put us on the spot and see how we respond to it.
Yes.
You
Get
know,
those questions ready so we can bring it to you. We can
roll
bring
like
this
that.
heat.
Yeah.
Knock
So
Marcus off the mic. She says, "Oh no on the spot. You got
Oh
any
wait, wait,
questions?
wait, wait, hold on, babe. I'll
Wait,
never
wait,
turn my
wait.
baby down, baby. If you got one, put in the chat box if you got a question. Right, yes, so I can hit the little segment.
Hit
But
me
yeah,
with your best shot." That's what it's saying.
hit me with your best. Oh, she told me I can't sing.
You singing that? What love got to do with it again?
Oh yeah, was love that dude out? So but yeah, if anybody have to do it, matter of fact, let's go for it. Oh, she got one. Uh
Oh,
oh.
okay.
Let me hit it. We're actually, ladies and gentlemen, we do have an on the spot segment coming in
Yeah, let's do it.
this episode. And here we go.
All right, we're on the spot.
Yeah, I can't sing, I can't dance. I keep my black card close before they take it. So go ahead, babe. What's your question? But yeah, so on the spot. So, any, I love this segment because one thing when we're doing this segment, we're not researching it. We're unprepared. It's like off the head, off the dome, whatever you want to call it. And oh wow, it's got a lot of words. Don, you take it because I know I talk efficiently.
The question is: so when a woman says she wants to be with a man based on his potential, what would your advice be to her to navigate through when the potential is active or stagnant? I heard 6 months. Is that the time? Ah, that's a good one. Let me sit up in my chair here.
All right, so first of all, I'll start off with it. It says what is she says when a woman says she wants to be in a man with potential and the stagnant in the vice with so stagnant. Now, when the potential is stagnant, it possibly can be turned no longer into potential. It turns into problem.
Expectation.
It called what?
It could be expectation.
Yeah. And 6 months. First of all, we're not gonna put time. We're not gonna put a standard time. You might see it in 3 weeks, or you may not see it for 8 months. It's on your ability. Now, what I say to this is, once again, when it all applies on effort. How much effort is being applied to one this stagnant to help you to talk it through getting this past the stagnant point, and how much is the other person comfortable in this stagnant space? If the
Mm.
effort is not, like I said, if the effort is not matching the potential, it's no longer a potential, is it? It's not leading to future success. So you have to come to the point where you have to realize where it's not beneficial for you anymore. And I know it sounds selfish, but this is where you have to be. You have to think of self a lot of times. When you put all the you're draining yourself for something that's not moving. Why would I keep trying to push a rock that's not moving?
Mm.
It's not rolling. I'm burning energy, time, and effort.
This is a very deep question, and I'm just letting it marinate in my mind as Marcus speak on it, because if a woman was to approach me and says she wants to be with me because of my potential, I am thinking, what potential is she seeing if you feel like you could be a successful businessman? Is that potential being able to navigate the hard times to reap the goods when things turn around? Is that potential a future marriage in which you can be the father to her children because you such qualities, characteristics that she seeks? Some women look at men for their jawline. Some look at them for for their their skin color, for their eye tone. It's potential is what I would be seeking to understand, because if say for instance a man is trying to run a business and you're going to go through the rough times before you go through the good times, and it can become stagnant if, say for instance, you on a job, she's trying to push you to be director, she's trying to push you to be CEO, and you've been on a job 1 year, 2 years, and you haven't gotten any raises or promotions, and she's still with you is because she loves you. Now she's just with you because she seeing them dollar signs and she wants you to make that money so that she can cut out in 6 months or whatever it may be. You got to look at the motive behind that potential, I would think, because as Marcus said, you can't put a time limit on if a person is actually giving their all and trying and just not getting the breaks at the time that it's expected to be. That'd be very tough for a man's ego if he knows he got to come home and she say, you ain't got that raise yet. I've been with you 6 months. You've been talking about you're going to become the next director of the company. That, not saying that could be that same conversation when he gets home, but if it's that conversation, it can put pressure upon the man in a negative way.
So it sounds like potential and expectations are mathematically related. One kind of coordinates the other. You had a potential, so I expect this from you. It's got to be. It's like one tempers the other.
You do bring up a good point because
Yeah. So how do
we
how do we
expect.
navigate? Exactly. It says how do we navigate through when the potential is active or stagnant? Now, if it's active, that's effort.
That's effort.
You
Yeah.
know, that stagnant is, and you said a business can be stagnant, but when you have a stagnant business, you keep working, don't you?
Yeah,
So
you keep trying,
the
hoping
effort
for
is
that break.
the effort is not stagnant. It's just a profit.
And if a person is looking for a expectation of a turnaround in 6 months, then you may have to seek other recourse. Maybe try something different. Because if you think about a restaurant opens, they usually have a good opening sale, and if they don't make a return on investment in 6 months, sometimes they close doors. Grand opening, grand closing. So if you think about that in thoughts of the stagnant of a business, even though it's actively selling and opening the doors, the turnaround for you to continue operating is it's always going to be a loss, loss, loss. So you cut your losses now before you be too far under the water. You can't even breathe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I said, if you're not running your business right, but we can
Yeah.
go take this business correlation a long ways because I can see different things looking at it. But
Mm-hmm.
Kia says, "Wow, that's good. The potential is often based on what we expect them to become."
Mm-hmm.
Geesh, that was good.
Indeed. That's a great
Yeah,
question.
because like
That,
you were saying, I reckon if a woman says to you, "I see your potential," to me that could be flattering as well. All right,
that could
so
be a taker, setting you up for the
because
Okie.
this shit right here we're doing right now, it was a potential
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't know I had to do for real, for real. It took that wonderful woman in the other room to say, "Hey, you got this.
Yeah.
I see you. I know what you can do. I know what you could say."
Mm-hmm.
She recognized that potential, but
Yeah.
I had to put the effort in, like making sure I can't say
Sound
making sure
check.
the sound checks.
Equipment work.
Yeah,
It's been 6 months, Mark. We still in the same shit. What's going on?
yeah. But this is the potential that she
Yeah.
saw, and we constantly putting the effort in, making sure it's not going stagnant, like the sound, you know.
Mm-hmm. It's dead air. You can't have dead air.
Yeah, and this is what. So I get it. So this is where when she says I see potential in you, it is a potential could be a flattering thing because that's when I like to say, hey, I'm proud of her for being proud of me.
Mm-hmm.
She says that. that is about perception. If your perception is negative experiences, it can affect the
Exactly. Because you think
affect the
everything is
potential.
going to fail. You never have confidence that you can exceed or succeed in the mindset of running a business. Because if you're thinking negative and running a business, you ain't gonna get off the ground. You have to think optimistic.
Yeah. So great. So what she said, that's thank y'all for answering.
Indeed.
But one thing I do want to say before I get out of here is just because sometimes you may be in a toxic relationship, you do have to know when to get out, but you don't. But make sure you say, in my opinion, this is my opinion, that you put the maximum effort in yourself and recognize that you put in recognizing yourself that you so you can put a maximum effort in that relationship to make sure you wasn't just as toxic
That's
as the
one thing
other.
I learned through maturity is if I get in a relationship, I'm always going to give it 100% and not half-ass it. Because if it all fails, I can look at myself in the mirror and feel proud of what I've done, right? If you half-assing it and then the relationship fails because somebody out there doing dirt, doing devilish stuff, mischievousness, and then somebody come talk to you, oh, I heard you and such is not talking to her, and you're gonna feel bad because you can't sit there and look at them straight in the face and say, well, I did my part, but you half-assed. But if you did it all, you can stand proud and stand on 10 toes and say, I did it all. Balls to the wall, I did it all. It just didn't work. You know what I mean? You can walk away like a proud man.
Yeah. And yep. And like she said, that is great self awareness. Exactly. I may not did it perfect, but damn it if I ain't try to do my best.
Indeed. That's all we can do. Is definitely give it all. If you can't do half-ass, you gotta do whole ass. If you do half-ass, it ain't good.
Yeah. Right on.
Yes, sir.
With the whole ass, I think we're done for the night.
We are. He is Marcus, and I am Don. This
And
has
we
been Data from the Real. Peace.
peace.